Finally! Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to another pickups video. Today I have about, I want to say 20 Switch games to show, as well as a couple Wii U games here. Finally making a little bit of progress here. These were the two cheapest games I did not have in my collection. If you are new to the channel, by the way, I'm going for a full Wii U set. So these were the last two cheap games I didn't have, and I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and buy them. So first up, we have Just Dance Kids 2014. Got some Victorious on there. You got the Wiggles. You got Yo Gabba Gabba. Yeah, I have every other Just Dance game on a Wii U. Even 2019, which is, or at least it was kind of pricey. I think they all went kind of down, but this was like $7 free shipping. I was like, okay, it's a very easy thing for me to go ahead and get. I might as well just do it. As well as Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. This copy is a little not in great shape. I didn't realize when I bought it, but that's fine. Who cares? It's Lego Batman 2. I've actually never played these games. I wanted to play the first game, and I had it on Wii as a kid because I actually used it to mod my Wii, I think, with like bat hacks. That was like one of the earlier ways to mod your Wii that I remember. But I never actually played through these games. This would be a cool like triple pack to bring back on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Like that'd be a cool thing for them to do because neither Lego Batman 1 or 2, I think, are even on PlayStation 4. I think only the third game is. So this would be a cool one for them to do like a triple pack of. Maybe just do a Skywalker Saga thing where they remake all of it. I don't know. Although I'm not really sure what the structure of these games are. Like, is this a unique story or is it like based on movies? I have no idea. But these games always look kind of fun. And now I have every Lego game on Wii U. So that's a nice little chunk done, as well as Just Dance. So the two cheap sections of the Wii U collection are done now. I'll put up an image on screen here. This is every Wii U game I'm currently missing. I think I'm down to like 15, maybe 17 games. So it's mostly Japanese stuff and games that are like over $100. So it's probably going to take me a while to actually fork up the money to do that, especially because like the Japanese stuff, you know, I'm not going to find that in a store. At least it's very unlikely anyway, so I pretty much just have to bite the bullet and buy them online, so that's not as fun. But yeah, 2 more Wii U games for the collection. Nice to have. And then y'all know me, it's all about the Nintendo Switch games. So 3 new pickups this month from like new releases, as well as, you know, like I said, a stack of older games that I've gone back and gotten either through good deals on eBay, good deals on Amazon, or just I felt like buying it because I want to have it in my collection and I want to play it eventually. So first up, we have Princess Peach Showtime. This is the newest release. This just came out on Friday. I already posted my review. I bought a digital copy, so this one's actually still sealed. But Princess Peach Showtime, Princess Peach Showtime, it's a pretty fun game. You know, it's very easy, but it's a solid little afternoon. You know, if you're going to sit through and play it for 6-7 hours, you can beat it in one sitting. But it's a fun game. I enjoyed it. Definitely go check out my review if you want to hear more thoughts on it, but it's solid. It's nothing too special, but it's a solid time. The Legend of Legacy HD Remastered also came out on Friday. This is a remaster of the 3DS game. So we already have the Alliance Alive on Switch, which was the game they released after Legend of Legacy. So it's kind of weird that they went backwards on Switch. I know Alliance Alive, that's a pretty pricey Switch game, but I had this pre-ordered from Best Buy last year when they had like the buy two get one. They need to do that again, by the way. I am out of pre-orders, so if you want to, you know, come on Best Buy, if you're watching this video, please do the buy two get one again. But yeah, I wanted to pick this up. It's a game I always thought looked interesting. I like the art style. This game doesn't have like the best reviews. I think it's like a pretty middling JRPG, but had to pick it up. Also, as you know, if you follow me, I'm going for a full set of NIS America games, so wanted to get this. And then for my final new release in March of 2024, we have a Unicorn Overlord from Atlas. This is the new, well, really it's from Vanillaware, but Atlas published it. This is from Vanillaware, the developers of like Odin Sphere, as well as 13 Sentinels and Dragon's Crown. This is their new tactical RPG. I actually played through this and beat it. Didn't do a video because I knew that, you know, I mostly cover Nintendo news. I feel like most people wouldn't be interested in seeing this, so I figured I could just talk about it here. This game is fantastic. This is definitely like the front runner for my current GOTY, to be honest with you. Really fun tactics gameplay, really unique because, you know, unlike a Fire Emblem game, you have like formations and basically, you know, you're spawning in, like, let's say 5 formations of, like, 4 characters. The gameplay can get kind of, like, it's a little easy, I'll be honest, because you can kind of just steamroll enemies in big groups. But that's kind of true of most tactics games, or at least that's true of Fire Emblem, which is what I mostly have experience with. But it's a lot of fun. Really nice art style. If you know Vanillaware, you know their games are beautiful. Nice music. The world map is really cool. The gameplay loop in this game is fantastic, where you're just running around, and there will be these really short, like, liberation quests that take, like, literally 30 seconds, but they put you into the map, and then you finish it, and then you kind of liberate that area. You get a new town that can, you can, like, station a guard, and they can farm resources. Very satisfying gameplay flow. There's a very generous, like, 8-hour demo on the Switch eShop. I highly recommend it. And yeah, this game is awesome. But on top of that, I actually did buy the special edition for this game. Oh, it's spinning around here. Yeah, I got the special edition while it was still in stock on Amazon. I don't try to buy special editions that aren't from a Nintendo first-party game, generally speaking, because usually the value goes down really quickly and, like, they kind of just take up a lot of space. But this one looked really cool because I played the demo and I was like, oh, I have to get this game. And then this was in stock on the day of release. So I figured, you know what, I'll go ahead and get this. This is the Monarch Edition. Comes with nice outer box, art book, a card game, which is crazy. I haven't played this yet. Me and my girlfriend are excited to try out that. But yeah, it comes with a full card game of the characters as well as a 2 CD soundtrack. And then this little digital download code for like some emblems or insignias or whatever. That's kind of random, but the card game is really cool. That's a really cool thing to include in a special edition of a game like this. I mean, this is no offense to the game, it's a random game to get a really nice special edition, so I had to pick this up. Oh, I guess I actually did have one more new release here. I got the pink Joycon that came out alongside Princess Peach Showtime. Trying to get like a little bit more into collecting hardware because this is the kind of thing people don't really collect as much, which then ends up, like, in 10 years, it gets way more pricey. And I don't know, it's kind of satisfying. I have, like, maybe 5 pairs of Joy-Con that are just, like, sealed of different colors, and I don't know. These are satisfying. If I ever need an extra pair of Joy-Con, I'll crack this open, but until that day, they are staying sealed on the shelf, looking all pretty. But now for the bulk of these Switch games, we have a couple orders from Video Games Plus that came in. They've been doing a fantastic job with reprinting NES America games, so I actually have another couple orders from them coming in. So next month, you'll see what came in those. But Raiden 3 X Mikado Maniacs Deluxe Edition. This is a shmup. I have most NES America games, and most of what they release is like JRPGs, but they do have a couple shmups, and this is one of them. So I got this, as well as Poison Control Contaminated Edition. Out of every NES America game, I feel like this is one I really haven't heard that much about. I don't really see people talking about this game. Meet Twisted Denizens. Explore the Bell's Hells. Shoot and Purge Corruption. Purge Poison, Raise Hell. I don't know, it looks interesting. And then just like a couple days ago, they reprinted these and they came really quick in the mail, so shout out to them. But we got the Konami UHC Classics Anniversary Edition. This is one I missed from LRG, so I was happy to pick up this. Konami's another publisher that, like, they don't really release that much on Switch, and I kind of would like to just get pretty much everything they have. But yeah, this is just an arcade collection of some of their classic games, mostly shmups. So we have, like, Life Force and Twin B and Gradius 1 and 3, but then also Haunted Castle. I know nothing about that game, so just kind of, you know, filling out my Konami knowledge a little bit here with this one. And then another shmup here, Radiant Silver Gun. This was developed by Treasure, I believe, for the Sega Saturn, I want to say. But this is, like, one of the most iconic shmups of all time, I want to say. Like, I feel like I've always heard about Radiant Silver Gun. And this was another one they released, I want to say maybe in 2022, that I just missed out on. So to see Video Games Plus kind of reprint it was nice here. So I can have it for the collection and eventually crack it open. Most of this stuff is still sealed because I just got it. But let me cook, guys. I'm getting through my catalog here. Trust me. And then we just have quite a few games that were very cheap on Amazon that, you know, when I see a game that looks interesting for like $10 to $15 on Amazon, I'll usually kind of just impulse purchase it. So first up here, we have Gimmick Special Edition. This is actually one I did want because it is made by Sunsoft. And Sunsoft, very good, very good. I like Sunsoft games a lot, but this is an NES game, I want to say. And it's Gimmick. I've never played Gimmick. I don't know much about Gimmick, but Sunsoft game, I couldn't really resist that. Here's one you probably haven't heard of, a Desolatium or Desolatium. This is, I want to say, like a, kind of like a, not a visual novel, but like a puzzle adventure kind of game, I think, where you have like inventory there, and then you're you know, asking questions and stuff. Unique art style, yeah, graphic adventure, based on Lovecraft mythos. This looked cool, nice art style, cheap on Amazon, why not? Couple of Rune Factory games here. I wanted to complete my set because I have Rune Factory 4. This one was on sale, I think, for 20, and then this one was like 15. Rune Factory 3 was the newer one, Rune Factory 3 Special. Played a little bit of it. It's Rune Factory. I like Rune Factory. It's hard to make the time to really sink into this, but yeah, I did open this up, and I played a couple hours of it. And then Rune Factory 5, I've heard worse things about, but I don't know. I feel like as someone who, like, I'm not in the trenches with y'all. If you're a Rune Factory fan, I'm not down there with you just yet. I need some time to get there, but like, as more of a casual fan of the series, maybe Rune Factory 5 would be the one to really kind of go with, just because it is more modernized and stuff. You know, looking at the graphics for Rune Factory 3, like, I respect the art style, and I respect that it was a DS game, and they remastered it or remade it, really. But it still looks like that. Whereas Rune Factory 5 definitely looks just way better and maybe has better characters and story. I'm not too sure. If you're a Rune Factory fan, let me know what you think in the comments below. Should I play 3, 5, or maybe even 4? I do have 4 as well. That's the one I played the most of back on 3DS back in the day. But yeah, had to get these for the collection here. This was a cool one that Amazon was seemingly clearancing out. We have the Forraz Present Volume 1. So Forraz, a little history lesson for you. Currently, they're known for making Demon's Turf, that really fast-paced 3D platformer with a really cool art style. I tried that game. I wasn't like a huge fan of it, I'll be honest, but they were one of the first indie games I played on the Switch back in 2017 that I really fell in love with the game Slime Sand. I think a limited run, or maybe Special Reserve. One of the limited companies did a release of Slime Sand. I don't have that, sadly, but Forraz has done some publishing work. So we have Spirit Sphere DX as well as Skellboy. I think Spirit Sphere might have been by the main guy from Forraz, but then Skellboy was publishing work. But yeah, two indie games and one little physical release here. Oh, this was also, yeah, limited run. So yeah, cool to have this. And it was like, I think 15 bucks on Amazon. And then another one here that I had never heard of, but I was kind of itching to play a pinball game. We have a Demon's Tilt here, a cult pinball action. I mean, this just looks really cool. So I figured I'll take the chance on it. I watched a couple reviews and people said, really cool, art style and music and all that. I'll be honest, I'm a, once again, casual pinball fan. I don't really play that many pinball games, but this game's a little overwhelming. So there's only one board, which is fine. I guess it's a cheap game. I'm not sure how much it costs on the eShop. Cool that it has a physical, but like, there's just a lot going on. Like, it was very much sensory overload. There's like a checklist of things you need to do in the top right, but then the board also like scrolls. You can play it in like your vertical mode on your Switch, where you like set it up like an arcade screen or like a pinball, glass, you know what I'm talking about, the whatever the orientation is called, where it's vertical. So you can play it like that, but I didn't, I don't have like a stand for my Switch to do that with, really. So I didn't do that. So the way it works is like the screen's like scrolling while you play, kind of disorienting. But if you want a unique, very stylish pinball game on Switch, this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. I didn't realize this was also a limited run. Wow. Next up, we have the Star Wars Heritage Pack. So about 2 weeks ago, the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection came out, and I got a review code from Aspire, so thank you to them once again. But the collection launched in a horrendous state, like very, very bad. I'm sure you saw people talking about it. I made a video about it. Very bad stuff. Unfortunately, because the port like inherently was kind of good, but then like the servers and there was a bunch of other issues. Like it was a rough launch. But it kind of got me thinking like, oh, I want to go back and play some more Star Wars games. And I have most of these individually, and this is the collector brain rot, but most of them are sealed. Specifically KOTOR 1 and 2. I have like the VHS editions from PAX, and I don't really want to open those, I'll be honest. I'm also intrigued by collections like this. So they released this back in December, I want to say, and it has Jedi Knight 1 and 2, Force Unleashed, as well as Republic Commando and Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, all on cartridge. I have all of these games individually, except for Jedi Knight 2, I want to say. But I've specifically really wanted to play Republic Commando, as well as the Jedi Knight games, and then eventually KOTOR, but I know those games are like huge, so who knows when that'll happen. So I figured I would just buy this and open it up, and that way I can have all the games without having to compromise the value of my standalone ones. Not that I'm gonna sell them or anything, but I also just wanted to have this cool collection. So yeah, pick this up. Pretty much every Star Wars game on Switch. I hope the Dark Forces Remastered gets a physical release through LRG or just otherwise, because it wasn't made by Aspire. It was made by it's made by another developer. I can't remember their name right now. So maybe that one won't get a physical, but I kind of hope it does. Also, yeah, I was playing Star Wars Episode 1 Racer for the first time. Pretty fun game, I'm going to be honest. For an N64 game, I liked it. Another NIS America game snuck through the cracks here. Disgaea 5 Complete. I bought this one off eBay for like 20 bucks because, well, it's really the only Disgaea game I'm missing. Well, that's actually just a complete lie because I'm missing Disgaea 7. But I now have a Disgaea 1, 4, 5, 6. So there's no like breaking of the sequence there, at least of what's released, because they didn't re-release Disgaea 2 or 3. They should definitely do that. This is the Disgaea game I actually have the most playtime with, because this came out back in 2017 on the Switch. I think it came out like maybe a month after launch for the Switch console itself. So this is one I've always wanted to go back and get a physical copy of. At one point it was going for like 40, but it has come down in price a little bit. So happy to finally have this one in the collection, as well as a couple of Persona spin-offs here. So we have Persona 5 Strikers. If you all know me, I love Warriors games. I have not finished Persona 5 itself, so probably shouldn't be buying these, but I love Warriors games. And honestly, I'm gonna say something crazy here. I kind of want to play through Persona 5 just so I can understand and like appreciate this game more, because I know this is gonna be a banger, absolute banger. So this is one I've always wanted to check out. And then Persona 5 Tactica was on sale at Best Buy for I think $20. And it sold out like instantly, so I kind of impulse purchased it. I haven't heard great things about it, to be honest, but it's, a tactical Persona 5 spinoff here. it was weird. My copy from Best Buy got lost for like 6 weeks. It should have been in the last pickups video. And then eventually I messaged them and like they were like, oh, okay, we'll send you another one. So there's a copy of this out there somewhere that maybe I'll get eventually. But for now, it's lost. And yeah, I have every Persona game on Switch now, not counting Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which only came out in Japan. I'd imagine Limited Run might be doing that in English, just because they're doing, 3 and 4 now. So I'm not going to buy that in Japanese just because I think they will probably release it in English through LRG. And now we have our final block of games. So if you missed it, about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, maybe 3 weeks ago, a lot happened with Warner Bros. And Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, and seemingly all of their, or at least most of their games are getting delisted from store marketplaces. Now, Battle Chef Brigade luckily is avoiding that because I think it was published by someone else other than like Adult Swim or whatever. But for some reason, they're delisting a bunch of their games from Steam, as well as the eShop and PlayStation Network. I know the Rick and Morty VR game is one of them on PS4. I wanted to pick up the games that I at least, wanted to play, looked interesting, or specifically the games that I know for sure were getting delisted. So Battle Chef Brigade was kind of an impulse thing where, like, I don't think this one's getting delisted, or at least it doesn't have any real reason to get delisted. But this is an LRG release that I always heard really good things about. This was one of, like, the, I want to say, early indie darlings on the Switch. People really liked Battle Chef Brigade. So this is one I wanted to check out. It's like a puzzle game, I think, where you're making food from Trinket Studios. And also, since this is the limited run release, it has a manual and everything. So kind of a cool one to get for the collection that I always wanted to check out. But more importantly, these two games are like 100% getting delisted from Adult Swim and Warner Bros. Discovery. So had to pick them up. Duck Game, I've always heard really good things about. This was like, I want to say like $60, kind of pricey. I will not lie. But Duck Game's a game I've always heard, interesting things about, has multiplayer and stuff. And yeah, as you can see, this says Adult Swim Games. This one just says Trinket Studios. So even though I think Adult Swim had something to do with Battle Chef Brigade, I don't think this one's going to get delisted. But Duck Game, I'm pretty sure is. As well as, much more importantly, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. Now, I grew up watching Samurai Jack, but not like, I'm not like caught up. I haven't watched like that new season they released a couple years ago, which is something I do want to go back and do eventually. But one of my bigger regrets from LRG is not buying that damn Stranger Things game, because I actually have that digitally. I played it back when it came out. It's not a great game, but I like Stranger Things a lot. Limited Run did a release of it, and Netflix delisted the game. So you cannot buy the Stranger Things 3 game anymore, which means the physical release is very pricey. I was not going to let that happen for Samurai Jack. So what happened was I sent an offer on this one, I believe, for pretty cheap, and they accepted it. But while I was waiting for them to accept the offer, I actually bought this. So this is like the Best Buy variant. I'll be honest, like, I could see myself eventually selling this because, like I said, it was an offer that got sent and accepted after I had already bought this. This is the original cover from LRG, which, I mean, come on. This one's looks so much nicer. But yeah, I've heard, apparently this has like the true canon ending of the series. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I'm not caught up on my Samurai Jack lore. But this game looked pretty cool. I was watching some gameplay of it when when it was kind of unveiled that the stuff would all be getting delisted, and the game looks pretty cool. So I wanted to pick these up, and yeah, unfortunate what's happening. There are too many games getting delisted. This is why physical media is so important, guys. The stuff can just get delisted. And I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, I don't buy digital games. I buy digital games pretty often. But when there's an option to buy a physical copy, I'm going to buy the physical copy. And that about does it for Switch games. However, there are two more things I need to show here. First off, impulse purchase. Saw this for like $10 free shipping on eBay. Thor, God of Thunder. Sega doesn't make them like they used to, man. And then also my girlfriend Olivia said I must show this Togepi she found at Goodwill in my next pickups video. It's very good. It's a little dirty. This plush like fabric. This is like the weird plush to clean. It doesn't actually look that bad on camera, but you can't like wash these, I don't think. So like not like in a traditional way, obviously like in a washing machine. But this is a really good Togepi plush. I don't really show the plush I find on videos too often here. But this even has the Nintendo seal, which is how it's older. 1998 it looks like there. So yeah, very old Togepi. Very good Togepi. Its eyes are a little tiny bit scratched up, but this is peak right here. But that is going to do it for today's pickups video. If you are new here and you enjoy watching videos like this each and every month, I have been doing these monthly now, I would appreciate you subscribing. I also have channel memberships open if you want to support the channel that way. And let me know in the comments below, have you picked up any interesting stuff in March? Or even if it's not necessarily interesting, I want to hear it. Tell me what you bought and added to your collection in the month of March 2024. I would love to get some comments down there and a discussion going about collecting, because I just love collecting. Maybe a bit too much, as you can probably guess. But until next time, folks, peace.